All right, today we're going to dive into some of the most exciting tech hitting the construction industry. I mean, we're talking about tools that are completely changing how we build, taking us from those old school flat paper plans into these amazing, immersive 3D worlds. And look, these aren't just flashy gadgets. They're fundamentally reshaping the job site as we know it. So let's get right into it.
So let's start with a question that, really gets to the heart of a huge frustration on pretty much any job site. For decades, forever really, we've relied on 2D drawings to build 3D structures. But think about it. How many times does something look absolutely perfect on paper only to turn into a costly clash or a massive error out in the real world? It's this fundamental disconnect that has, plagued the industry for years.
And yep, that's the core of the problem right there. That mental leap you have to make from a flat drawing to a physical space, that's exactly where the trouble starts. It's a process that's just full of guesswork, and that leads to mistakes, super expensive rework, and even some really serious safety hazards when things just don't line up. So the big question is, how do we finally bridge this critical gap?
Well, the answer lies in a really powerful set of technologies that all fall under one very exciting umbrella. So, welcome to the world of mixed reality. And trust me, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is the next evolution in how we see and interact with project data, both on and off the job site.
So what exactly is mixed reality? It's not just one single thing. The best way to think about it is as a whole spectrum of technologies, all designed to merge our physical world with digital information. It basically creates this new hybrid environment where you can see and even interact with digital models and data as if they were real objects sitting right there in front of you.
Now, within this world of mixed reality, there are two main players you've really got to know: VR and AR. The absolute easiest way to think about it is this: virtual reality, or VR, completely shuts out the real world and puts you inside a totally digital one. Augmented reality, or AR, does the opposite. It keeps you firmly in the real world, but it overlays digital information right on top of it. Let's take a closer look at each one.
Okay, first up, let's talk about virtual reality. This is all about full-on digital immersion. We're talking about creating a completely simulated environment that we can literally step into to do things that would be way too difficult, expensive, or flat-out dangerous to do in the real world.
And this right here is where VR becomes an absolute game changer for design and review. Just imagine this: your entire project team, we're talking architects, engineers, site managers, they all put on headsets and literally walk through a full-scale digital model of the building before a single shovel ever hits the ground. They can spot clashes, they can test out different layouts, and solve problems that would have cost a fortune to fix later.
And it's not just for design, it's also huge for safety and training. I mean, think about operating a giant crane. One wrong move can be catastrophic, right? With VR simulators like this one, operators can practice complex lifts and emergency procedures hundreds of times over in a completely safe virtual space. They're building real skills and muscle memory without any of the real-world risk. It's incredible.
All right, so let's move to the other side of the coin now. We're shifting from that full immersion of VR to the digital overlay of augmented reality. And with AR, the goal isn't to replace the real world, it's to make it better, to enhance it with critical need-to-know information right when and where you need it.
Now this is where AR gets really powerful for the folks out on site. Devices like these smart helmets can put building plans, step-by-step instructions, or critical safety warnings directly in your line of sight. Think about it. No more fumbling with a tablet or trying to unroll a paper drawing in the wind. The information is just there, totally hands-free, which lets workers be more accurate, more efficient, and way more aware of their surroundings.
And check this out. AR can literally give you X-ray vision. No, really. With a tool like this, a site manager can just look at a patch of ground and see a precise 3D overlay of all the pipes, the conduits, all the utilities buried right underneath. This makes the invisible visible. It helps prevent those absolutely disastrous and very expensive utility strikes when you start digging.
So when you start to bring VR and AR together, the payoff becomes crystal clear. We're moving toward a truly immersive job site, a place where that boundary between the digital plan and the physical reality just starts to dissolve.
So what does all this really add up to? Well, it means these technologies deliver real, tangible benefits. We're talking about seriously improving safety through risk-free training. We're slashing that expensive rework by finding clashes in VR before construction even starts. We're boosting collaboration by letting teams from all over the world meet inside a digital model. And of course, we're jacking up on-site accuracy by giving workers that digital overlay of the plan right where they're working.
And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Now that you've seen the incredible potential here to finally bridge that gap between the 2D plan and our 3D reality, the real question is, how could you use this immersive technology to build safer, smarter, and way more efficiently on your next project?